Hey guys, welcome to my first YouTube channel. This is my first video. I have a lot of people that have been contacting me, telling me what they want me to kind of talk about. A lot of you girls have wrote me asking me about advice with relationships and loving yourself, and so this is my first YouTube channel. Why not break the ice and telling you girls, guys, and tell you guys a little bit about myself. And I wanted to make this video because this is a situation that has been going on for about 5 months, and I want my YouTube videos to inspire. Like, I want you to become a hairstylist, inspiring you to become a designer, whatever it is. I want my YouTube videos to inspire you. Start off this first YouTube video with some real ass life issues. So first of all, as you guys know, if you don't know, my name is Jade. My IG is Jada. I'm a traveling hairstylist. I travel between Miami, Los Angeles, and Denver, and I do hair appointments. I own 2 online businesses called Jada, which is beauty products, hair extensions, hair accessories, eyelashes, and then I own Jada brand, which is a online boutique. So yeah, I own 2 online businesses and stuff. My businesses are coast to coast, west coast to east coast. I recently just moved to Miami in August. So the number one issue that every single girl has is issues with men, correct? Every single girl out there has some sort of relationship problems, whether it's with an ex, whether it's with the baby's daddy, a husband, a partner that you're with now, whatever it is, you know, a guy you're dating. Every single girl has relationship problems. So I wanted to make this YouTube video and just explain to you girls how I cope with my relationship problems. Recently, I got into a relationship. I have been single for the past 2 years. I kind of really wasn't ready to date anyone, haven't taken anyone serious, you know. If you know me, you would know that I love kids. I've always wanted kids. I've always wanted this big extravagant wedding, like, you know. So that's always been like my dream, my passion, like, you know. Well, up until a couple months ago, I honestly don't even want that no more. Like, why is it that society like pushes it onto you? Like, you have to be married, you have to have kids. Like, why can't I just be as successful as I want to be, take care of my family, take care of my grandma, you know? That's what kind of direction I'm focusing right now. But I kind of want to talk to you girls about a situation that's happened. I'm a hairstylist, so I hear stuff like this all the time. I have girls that reach out to me on my social media platform that are always asking me for advice. I see girls post about stuff like this all the time. Never in a million years would I ever thought that this would happen to me. Never, ever, ever, ever. So I was recently involved in a abusive relationship. Like, I really can't even believe I'm saying this, because here I am, 28 years old. Never in my life have I ever had a man put his hands on me. When I would hear friends, clients, people on social media talking about girls being in abusive relationships, I would always think like, oh my god, like, why won't they just leave? Like, I can't believe they're going through this. Like, you know, I'd always say, oh, like, I'll never let a guy put his hands on me, like, you know. And I just feel like God puts you through situations just so you could probably understand things better, and maybe God put me through these situations so I could, I don't know, maybe help other girls get through this. You know, I'm a very strong person, so I don't ever question like why things happen to me and stuff. And like I said, like, a lot of girls look up to me. I have a lot of girls that say I'm their role model and stuff. So maybe this happened to me because maybe this happened to me, so when girls reach out to me about situations that like this happened to them, I know the right words to say, and I know how to point them in direction to get out of this relationship. Okay, so let's start off. Like I said, I've been single for 2 years. I moved to Miami with one of my friends, and as soon as we come to Miami, we're like, okay, like, it's Miami, we're gonna go out, we're gonna have fun, this and that, you know, like all this stuff. And what do? The first guy I meet out here, I literally like wiped him up like that. Like, even my friend was like, what the hell? So yeah, I met a guy, and I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was because I was lonely. I don't know if it was because like I was tired of like going out. Like, I've always been a relationship type of girl. Like, anyone that knows me knows like the only time I'm out is if I'm single. Like, you know, for a significant amount of time of my life, I've been in a relationship, and for a small fraction of that, like, I have been single. And when I'm single, like, I'm out, I'm partying, I'm going, you know what I mean, living my best life. So I think that was part of the reason why I jumped into a relationship that fast, because at the end of the day, like, going out was fun and stuff, but it's not all that, you know what I mean? I'd rather be cuddled up, booed up at home, laying, you know what I mean? And plus, I'm getting older. I feel like I have like a crunch time. I feel like I have to, like, I mean, I'm 28 years old, you know, every single one of my friends have kids. I'm the only one without kids. I feel like I'm kind of like on this timeline, like I have to have kids, you know? So yeah, I got in a relationship with a guy, and I've been in 3 relationships in my life, and I don't even know if I should consider this guy a relationship because it just happened so fast and it's already done. But yeah, both guys that I've dated never called me out my name, never put their hands on me, never, nothing like that, you know. So when I got into this relationship, it was totally different, like totally different. From the beginning, the guy was so controlling, like so controlling. When I would go to Colorado, I would have to sleep on the phone with him, and I'd wake up and my phone would be like so hot from like being on FaceTime the whole time. Like, it'd be 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, okay, like I gotta go, I go to work, you know, like. So yeah, he would make me FaceTime him while I was in Colorado. When I'd go to LA, he would FaceTime me all the time. Like, I should have known like those signs, you know, super controlling. While me, like, I thought it was kind of cute. I was like, oh, like he likes me, like, you know. And like both of my other relationships, they kind of would let me do whatever I wanted to do, like, you know what I mean? They trusted me and stuff, you know. But this guy, he was just a lot different, you know. And I kind of at the beginning was like, oh, that's cute. Like, I kind of liked it, you know, like, oh, this guy's crazy over me, you know. Anyway, long story short, I got in a relationship. Off the bat, because you guys know that I'm friends with Selena Powell, he kind of like judged me, and he kind of was like, oh, like, I know that you talk to nothing but celebrities too, this and that. And I'm like, I really don't. Like, honest to God, guys, like, I have never slept with, been with, nothing with a celebrity before, a basketball player, a football player, like nothing like that. Nothing like that. I've never. But of course, my friend, she is known for that. I could see how a guy could kind of think that, you know. So right away, like, I was an open book. At this time, I really wasn't dating anyone, talking to no one, nothing at all, you know. So I told him, I'm like, dude, like, you can literally have my social media, you can literally like go through my phone, like, dude, like, I really didn't. So letting him access my social media was like the worst mistake ever. I let him access my social media. He went through it, you know, like, I didn't think he was gonna go through it, but he did see like a lot of celebrities, a lot of basketball players, a lot of football players DMing me, and I just didn't message back, you know. It's like, okay, like, you know, like, I believe you. And let me tell you why I don't message those guys back, because I already know what they want. They want one thing and one thing only. Like, I am trying to find a husband. I am trying to eventually have kids. Like, I don't want to be used for that, you know. And I have a lot of male figures in my life that I see the way that they treat girls, and I see that cycle. And I'm so blessed that I have family members that have taught me, like, men only want this. Look at the way I treat girls. This is the way that they're, you know what I mean? This is the way they're going to treat you. So that's why I don't talk to people like that. Me, I like regular people. Like, this guy that I was dating didn't have money, was normal, didn't have a lot of followers. Like, every single guy I dated except for one, but every single guy I dated except for one, which was my last ex, they were just like normal. My last ex did music, but when him and I first started dating, he really wasn't like popping. But yeah, I like normal guys, you know, and I like that, you know. So anyways, yeah, we started dating. He was going through my social media and stuff. Well, there was a situation that happened where a guy messages me on social media and was like, what's your Venmo? I'm gonna send you money. Hello, like, okay, if you're gonna be stupid enough to send me money, go ahead. I literally sent the message or whatever. I just sent my Venmo, you know? Mind you, me and this guy had been dating for like a month, right? This guy saw like the message of me giving another person my Venmo, freaked the fuck out, like went so crazy on me. And like in my eyes, I was like, dude, you and I have been only like together for like a month, like, you know, and like if a guy wants to be stupid enough to send me money, like, why not? I was just moving to freaking LA, like, I mean, I was just moving to Miami, like, I could use the money, you know. It's not like I was going to talk to the guy or anything, you know. And it's not even like that's something that I normally do. It's literally like, you know, whatever. So that happened. So that happened. And then I'm telling you, this happened a month in the relationship. From there, it literally like just went downhill. I explained to him, I was like, you know what, if this is something you can get over and we can work through, then like let's do it. If this is something that really like you're gonna like freak out about and like whatever, think I cheated on you, I was like, then we don't have to go any further with this relationship. So he decided that he's like, okay, maybe I overreacted, I get it, just please don't lie to me anymore. He's like, if a guy does do that, like just please tell me, and then I'll be the one to decide like whether like I'm gonna get mad or not. Like, don't make that decision for me. Like, if you think I'm gonna get mad about a situation, tell me. Don't decide to not tell me just because you're scared that I'm gonna get mad. Like, let me make that decision, you know? So I'm like, okay, cool, fair enough. I know this is like a whole lot for you guys to process. If you know me, you kind of know a little bit about my life. Let me back up a little bit. I have an ex-boyfriend that I dated when I was 19. He's like always been like a rock for me, you know. Anytime like you know what I mean, like anytime I need anything, go through anything, this ex-boyfriend has always been there, you know. And he and I always tell each other like we wish that we never dated, and we wish that we just strictly were just friends, you know. So anyways, so a situation happened where I caught the guy that I was dating on Tinder and stuff. I was super hurt, you know, like here I am, I just moved to Miami. He's staying at my condo all the time. I'm making him breakfast, lunch, and dinner. At this point, he met all of my family and stuff, and I caught him on Tinder, you know. It was just like a stab in the back for me, like, you know, like all these emotions were like going through my head, like, you know, I'm a good woman, you know, like what does a girl on Tinder have that I don't have? Like, I was just so confused, you know. Like, I feel like a lot of the times when girls get cheated on, we always like think like, what's wrong with me, what's wrong with me, what's wrong with me? And those were like, that's what I was feeling, like what am I not giving him, you know? So big fight started about that. So big fight. I broke up with him. I was like, okay, I'm done, you know. Like, I've been cheated on before, and I told myself like I'm never gonna go through this again and stuff, you know. I'm a firm believer that a man can make a woman do anything. I say this all of the time. Girls are very emotional. A man can manipulate us, make us do anything, you know. The way that a woman reacts to a man's actions is going to be based on what he does. So after this whole situation happened and stuff, I was like super upset and stuff. Of course, I confide in my ex-boyfriend, someone that has known me since I was 19 years old, you know what I mean? So it was 100% innocent, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like I wasn't trying to like get back with him, he wasn't trying to get back with me, like, you know, it was innocent, but I could see from the outside how someone could take it the wrong way, you know? So at this point, the guy I was dating in Miami, we were not together, you know, when I was reaching out to my ex. Well, I come home from Miami from Denver working, and my house is literally covered with roses, covered with flowers, like, and I have never had anyone do that for me before, you know. And like I said, a man can make a woman do anything, you know. had butterflies in my stomach and stuff, you know. So by him doing that, I was like, okay, like maybe he is sorry, you know, maybe he is gonna change, you know. I allowed him to manipulate me and stuff, you know. So that happened. I told him, okay, like we can work on things, you know. So 2 days later, I'm laying down and he goes through my phone and sees that that ex-boyfriend and I had been texting each other. Freaks out, like literally, like if you know me, you know, like I'm a pretty, like, I know how to defend myself, let's just put it that way, you know. And I've always talked about situations like that, like if a guy ever puts his hands on me, shit, like I'm gonna, you know what I mean, like, oh, like you don't want to see this, you know, like I would always say that and stuff, you know. When you're actually in that situation where a man puts his hands on you, that is the last thing you're thinking about, like, you know, like I feel like this is the situations that happen to girls every single day. So yeah, he breaks my phones, my work phone, my personal phone. He puts his hands on me. Like it was like a really big thing, you know. The cops were called, the cops were involved, and he got a domestic violence, you know. So when that point in time it happened, I was like, I don't feel bad for him, you know, like he gets what he deserves, you know. And me, like, I have a big heart. Like that's always been my biggest problem, is I have a big heart. Like it has got me in so much trouble with people, and it has got me fucked over, like, and I couldn't help but just to feel bad for him, you know. Like what trauma happened into your life as a child? Like what did you see in your life that makes you think it's okay to hit a woman, you know? Right away, like I start thinking, my mind starts going like what happened in his life, like you know what I mean, like I just automatically I feel bad, you know. So once again, that happened. Maybe I was lonely, I was here in Miami at this point. My friend that moved out here to Miami with me, she wasn't here, so I was out here in Miami by myself. So yeah, like that happened. So long story short, the guy ends up going to jail for domestic violence and putting his hands on me. Right away, like always, I feel bad for the guy. I'm getting phone calls from jail, like I feel bad for the guy. He's asking me to go to court and to drop the charges, and at the end of the day, like I don't want to fuck someone's life over, you know. And once again, I'm like sitting here trying to analyze the whole situation, and I'm like, okay, like maybe I was in the wrong. I was in the wrong because I was talking to my ex. No, like I wasn't in the wrong. Like him and I were broken up. The conversation with my ex-boyfriend was 100% innocent, you know. But anyway, so I start thinking like, oh, I just feel bad for him, you know. So of course, I end up going to the courthouse and I end up dropping all charges on him. I end up helping getting him out of jail, you know. So now he's out of jail, and this was around the holidays and stuff too. And same thing, like I'm sorry, it's never gonna happen again, this and that. And I don't know, I believe him, you know. So then at this point, I knew that this relationship wasn't gonna work, you know. One, you already put your hands on me. Two, you're like really crazy, you know. But once again, like when, I don't know how to explain it, when you're in a relationship like that, like it's so hard to like let go, you know. Like he it got to the point where I wasn't going to Denver as much. I hadn't been to LA to work in months because he didn't want me to leave anywhere. Like he wanted me with him at all times. Like there was a couple situations where I wanted to hang out with my girlfriends, and like no, he did not allow that and stuff, you know. When I would be in Colorado, I kid you not, there was one night that I was at my best friend's house having dinner. I had over 100 missed calls. 100 missed calls, you know. Like it was just crazy. He needed my location at all times, like, you know. And I just feel like, I don't know, you know, like he wanted my location at all times and stuff. I felt like I owed him something because he gave me this money and he took care of me for X amount of months and stuff, you know? So, yeah, he put his hands on me again, and at this point, like, I was done. They're like, fuck him, like, you don't owe him any money, like, you know? In my head, like, he would tell me, oh, you put me in so much debt, and in my head, like, I just wanted to pay him all his money back, and then just him leave me alone. Like, I didn't ever want him to think, like, oh, this girl used me, you know, like, and I didn't want to use him, you know? I wanted to give him the money that he invested in me and he gave me back, and then I wanted to wipe my hands and stuff, you know? I didn't want to put him in a fucked up financial situation because he spent all this money on me. Which now, like, I'm thinking about it, and you know what? It's okay to be selfish. Like, it's okay to put yourself first. That happened where he stole money from me last month. And in his mind, while I gave you this money, so this is the money that you owe me back. Which, okay, cool, but I mean, you can't, like, that's not cool, you know what I mean? Like, that was like my money for my bills and stuff. You don't just go and like steal someone's money. And at the end of the day, like, he spent all this money on me because he wanted to. I didn't tell him to spend all this money on me. But yeah, he stole a bunch of money from me. And once again, I feel like it was just like a control issue. I feel like he stole the money from me, so I would have to be in Denver and work longer. It was Super Bowl weekend the next weekend, so I felt that the reason why he stole my money, because the 31st was the first was Super Bowl Sunday. So I'm like, okay, he probably stole this money because he doesn't want me to be in Miami for Super Bowl weekend. He probably wants me to just be in Denver, hustling my ass off, making money, and didn't want me to be here, you know? So a day before I'm ready to come here to Miami, I get a phone call. He tells me, I want to make things right with you. Like, I'm sorry for what I did. Like, let me give you your money back. Like, I'm going to give you your money back. And I'm like, okay, like, you know, and so I'm sitting here texting him, trying to be cordial with him and stuff, just because I just want my money back and stuff, you know? So he ended up sending me like around $800. While I was in Colorado, he sends me $800. And in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm going to block him, whatever. He can keep the rest of the money. I'm going to just block him, you know? So before I go to sleep, I block him. In the morning, I had that guilt on me. Like, how the hell do I have that guilt on me? This man just stole my money. This man has put his hands on me. How do I feel guilty for having him send me my money and blocking him? Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I felt guilty. Like, my friend all the time is like, girl, like, you need to learn how to just, you know, in a lot of situations I am a bitch, but this situation, like, I don't know, I just felt guilty, you know? So that happens or whatever. I come home from the airport. He asked me, he's like, can I pick you up from the airport? This, and that. And I'm like, no, like, you're not picking me up from the airport and stuff, you know? He found out what time I landed. So when I got home, he was at my house. And once again, like, I told him, I was like, I don't want nothing to do with you. Like, you need to leave me alone. Like, this is done. Like, you know? Well, one of my really good friends, she had came into town, and I'm like, great, my friend's in town. Can get my mind off of all of this. I don't need to deal with any of this and stuff, you know? So my friends, we go downstairs to go to the grocery store, and we're driving. It's pretty far from where I live, and we see this car following us. And my friend's like, dude, like, I think there's a car following us. And I'm like, no way. My friend like turns into the other lane and then like turns the corner just to see if the car would like follow us. Sure enough, the car follows us. Like, I turned behind me to look at the car. The brights are on, like the visor's down and stuff. And my friend's like, dude, I think that is your ex-boyfriend following us. So I'm like, no way. So I call him. I'm like, what are you doing? Are you following us? Like, you know, and he's like, no, that's me. So whatever. So we come back to my house and we unload all the groceries and stuff. And my friend goes downstairs for something and she comes back upstairs. She's like, dude, your ex-boyfriend is in your lobby right now. I'm like, what? 5 minutes later, I'm telling you, he comes up to my door pounding and knocking for at least an hour. Like literally at least an hour he's knocking on my door. I have to call security, have security escort him out and stuff. So then he's kind of left me alone and stuff. So then Sunday comes along, Super Bowl Sunday comes along, and I'm living my best life. I'm having fun with my friends, drinking, having girls' night and stuff. I get like a fake page that is like messaging me and keeps on like leaving me comments. Check your DM, check your DM, check your DM. So I go and check my DM and I look, and it's literally a picture of a girl on his bed with my lingerie on. And I'm just like, how freaking dare you? Like, how dare you? Like, what is the point of that? Like, first of all, like, how do you even get a girl to, like, I feel like I would never, if I was messing around with a guy and he just gave me this like random lingerie to try on, I'd be like, I don't know, whose lingerie is that, you know? So yeah, he does that to get a reaction out of me. And then what I'm so confused about is you just slept with a girl, right? 20 minutes later, he's knocking outside my door, pounding on the door, being crazy. Open up, this and that. Once again, I had to call security. Security's like wrestling with him in front of my door. My building is a really secure building. Like, you have to be buzzed up. He hacks into my emails my condo where I live at, and said, add him to a guest list so he could come up to my condo. And then, yeah, so this situation happened where he's like fighting security. It was just so crazy, right? So crazy. So the next day, he's calling me and 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 being crazy once again. And he asked me, he's like, can I go take you out to dinner? And I'm like, are you out of your mind? You literally just sent me pictures with a girl in my lingerie, and now you're asking me to go out to dinner. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, you're sick in the head. I don't know what triggered him. Something triggered this man to where a couple hours I start getting DMs from my followers where he literally started sending naked pictures to like every single one of my followers. Like, start sending naked pictures and stuff. And like, I just can't believe it. The moment a man shows you a red flag, leave. Like, there are no changing men. Like, you know, if you love a man, you're gonna love him enough to where you love a man, you're gonna have to accept him and love him for the way he is. There is no way that you're gonna be able to change him. You know, my downfall is I'm always trying to like have hope, and I'm always trying to change men. No, the moment a man shows you those signs, that is how he is. You decide whether or not you want to deal with this relationship, or you decide whether or not you want to live with this for the rest of your life. You know, maybe this has happened to me because I haven't loved myself enough. Because I feel like if I did love myself enough, I wouldn't allow myself to be mistreated this way and stuff. You know, hitting a woman is not okay. Like, I don't care, like, calling a woman a bitch, calling a woman a hoe, like, it is not okay. There's no exception for a man to disrespect a woman at all, you know? So if you are going through situations like what I went through, do not make excuses for him. Do not make excuses for him. Do not allow him to manipulate your mind and make you think that it is okay. It is not okay. It is not okay. Being controlled by a man, it's only gonna get worse. It starts off by asking where you're at, checking your phone, asking who followed you, asking who liked your picture, asking who commented. These are all small signs of a controlling, emotionally of a controlling man. You know, don't allow a man to make you feel less than you are, less of yourself. Like, I don't allow him to think that how a man acts towards you is the way that he feels about himself. You know, if this man is calling you a bitch, calling you a hoe, this guy is crazy and insecure, it's only because he knows that he is not a good enough man for you. Hey babies, I'm Selena. If you guys don't know me, I'm Jade.
motherfucking best friend, bitch. Ain't no one gonna be her best friend but me, bitch. So if you think you're her best friend, think again. And just kidding. She has a psycho freaking boyfriend who belongs in the Looney Tune bin, or ex-boyfriend. We better not ever get back with him.
And like a psych ward.
We had to spend all day today dealing with this shit.
This is why Selena doesn't want to ever have a boyfriend. Like maybe this situation happened to me, so you just wanted to be single, so it just happened to you.
Yeah.
So I took one for the team, so you don't get in a relationship. Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
So now we're just gonna be single rich bitches.
Yep.
With no kids, cause
No
fuck
kids.
kids too.
I don't want to get married anymore. I don't want kids. I don't want none of that. Like.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll let her wrap up.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and give us your input on this video. And if the same situation has happened to you, reach out to Selena or I, and we will do our best to help guide you and support
You guys in your situation.
Mm-hmm.
But we love you. Thank you for watching.